Okay, in this script, I'm going to be talking about what are called oracle bones. Oracle bones date back to the Shang Dynasty, so 1600 to 1050 BC. And oracle bones were related to divination and were the results of divination that were inscribed on the scapula of like cattle or tortoise shells, things like that. And those are so far our earliest records of Chinese script. So I wanted to share some examples of oracle bone script. I'm actually going to source some examples from online content, online sources. I'm going to redraw them and share them so that you can get an idea of what the script originally looked like and what it looks like now in either its traditional form or its simplified form. So traditional script is used in Taiwan and simplified script is used on mainland China. So for example, well, one of the easiest ones is the word for sun. It was essentially like a circle with a dot in the middle that represents sun. The modern form is stylized into a rectangle with a line going through the middle. But you may wonder, well, why it looks more like a sun in the original version, it's closer to a circle. Why would they make it linear and into, a rectangle? I really think it's possibly because generally speaking, a rectangle would be easier to write accurately than a circle. And having the characters more angular, it's just makes it easier to write, which means that it allows you to communicate faster. Could you imagine, having to write an essay or a book or something like that where all your characters have to be perfect, um, perfect replications of something that is more like art than it is like like script. It would just take longer to communicate. So I suspect that for reasons of convenience and ease and speed, I do believe that, efficiency, I do believe that the characters were stylized over time. Let's look at another one. Look at the word for mountain. Yeah, this is what it originally looked like. So you can see that it looked more like a mountain, but they stylized it over time. And of course, you could well imagine that the modern form is just easier to write. So you can write it faster and everything would just be more efficient. Look at the word for woman. It represents a kneeling woman. You think of I know that a lot of people don't like this concept, so they would say that, Chinese is very chauvinistic and so on. But yeah, that's the script for woman, woman kneeling, you get that kind of sense of submissiveness. And I know people aren't going to like this, but within biblical philosophy, women are seen as women. One of the things that defines a woman biblically is her submission to her husband. That is often taken out of context. It is not meant to be slave-like submission. The Bible does say that a woman, as a wife, not so much a woman, but a wife, is supposed to submit to her husband in the way that um no, I should say the Bible does say that a husband has headship of his wife in a way that Jesus has headship of his church, whom he refers to as his bride. You know, the genuine sons and daughters of God are called the bride of Christ. And I know that may be a difficult concept to understand, but okay, I'm just giving you my the connection between a woman and the Bible, you know, in this context. And you know, but it's not like slave-like submission. The Bible says that husband is supposed to love his wife the way that Christ loved the church, and Christ loved the church so much that he gave up his life for the church. He died on the cross to rescue his bride from eternal torment in hell. Whether you believe in that or not, that's what biblical truth says. So here you have the script for woman, and the modern form looks very different. I know, just know that there was evolution over time that brought this script to look like this, okay? So, but in the original version, I think you can really see that it really does look like a kneeling woman. If we look at also the word for moon, it really does look like a moon, the original Oracle moon inscription type script. And so those are just some examples of what the script originally looked like. I hope that that was interesting for you, and I hope that was helpful. So the thing is, you know, when I've taught Chinese, I think one of the biggest hurdles that my students have had to overcome is accepting what they see when they cannot see a connection between what they see and what it means. Like, for example, if you just take the word for woman or moon, and you know, you say, well, this is a word for woman and moon, they would be like, but that doesn't look like a woman, that don't look like no moon, right? But I would have to tell them, listen, you got to just take this by faith, because originally the script looked a lot more like what it represents. So yeah, so that's one of the things that's really challenging for people. I don't find it difficult, maybe because I teach it all the time. So I've gotten used to seeing the script. I've gotten used to the patterns within the script. And I don't find it difficult to take it by faith. I don't, it's not a huge leap of faith for me to accept the script as is. And it's not difficult for Chinese people either. So yes. And that's just my fridge. If you're hearing that noise in the background, that's my fridge. Working hard to keep everything cooled. If you are interested in learning more about Oracle Boon script, you can easily do some searching online. You know, go to Google or whatever search engine that you use and look up Oracle Boon script. Okay, I hope that was interesting for you, and that's it for now. Until next time.